So you think with a narrow advantage. So you think by a neck from Carlton House. They remain clear, but it's So You Think driven out towards the line, who's 2 to 3 lengths clear and will take his prize money through the £5 million barrier. So You Think a world star won the Prince of Wales's. It's Little Bridge for Hong Kong, who leads the King's Stand from bated breath. Soul Power trying to come home strongly for Ireland, but driven out towards the line. It's Little Bridge for Zach Burton. It's going to win for Danny Shum, the King's Stand for Hong Kong.
Both So You Think and Little Bridge flew the flag for New Zealand bred gallopers at Royal Ascot last year, claiming Group 1 success in the Prince of Wales Stakes and the King's Stand Stakes respectively. This year, Shamexpress is preparing to make it back-to-back victories for New Zealand bred gallopers in the Group 1 King's Stand Stakes. Shamexpress was bred, born and raised on New Zealand soil by his North Canterbury breeder, Richard Rutherford.
Richard, Royal Ascot. What does it mean to you as a breeder to have a horse that's come off your property here in Christchurch and is about to take on the best sprinters on the world stage?
Well, it's a terrific thrill. I suppose where racing started in England, and it's going back there. It's the way we know racing. It's evolved over the last 300 years, so it's an amazing, really. I'm blown away. I've got really as much excitement as still owning it, really, by breeding it. So I'm really very pleased.
Well, Shamexpress himself is by one of New Zealand's leading sires in O'Reilly, who's had a stellar year on the racetrack this year. How was the decision made to take your mare Volks Rose and mate her with Waikato stud sire O'Reilly?
I'd bred Volk Rose's mother, called Roseworld, to O'Reilly, and she left a filly that I raced called O'Reilly Rose, and I knew she had a lot of ability, and I thought that was the way to go. I just thought it was the type, so I sent her 4 years in a row, and I was starting to panic a little bit after spending a lot of money. Or it was initially he wasn't a lot, but at the end he was quite a lot. So yeah, that's why I thought she became, anything she left was a 3/4 sister or brother to O'Reilly Rose, and she was right up to Group 1 company. She was a great mare.
Well, this particular family you've sold very well out of before, and the colt was no exception. In 2011 you took him to the Karaka Premier sale. He sold for $130,000. What do you think was his appeal as a yearling?
Well, he was a nice strong colt. He was quite a low slung colt. He wasn't a great big gangly horse. He was just all power.
I guess his highlight as a 3-year-old so far would be winning the Group 1 Newmarket in March. How proud a moment was that for you as a breeder to gain Group 1 success in Australia?
Well, New Zealand's really been known for staying on middle distance horses, really, and they haven't really made a huge impact in the sprinting field. I know some, but right at the highest level, I don't think the Newmarket had been won for a long time by a New Zealand bred horse, and to beat the best horses in Australia over 6 furlongs, it's quite an achievement, really.
Well, the decision was made by O'Brien and the Connections to head to Royal Ascot with the colt, hoping to emulate the deeds of horses like So You Think and Little Bridge the year before. How confident do you think the Connections are of his chances?
I think they're fairly confident, as confident as they can be. It's very hard taking horses from one hemisphere to another, and it all depends really how he travels and acclimatises up there. But on raw ability, and if everything goes his way, I think he's in with a chance.
Well, as you say, you are heading up to Royal Ascot as the breeder of Shamexpress. What do you think it means to the New Zealand breeding industry to have representation there this year, considering how well we performed last year?
Well, I think it's wonderful to have horses on the world stage. It gets a lot of coverage right throughout Europe, America. Royal Ascot's held in high esteem in Asia and America, and obviously in Europe and in Australasia. So yeah, it's one of the pinnacles of racing, really.
Shamexpress starting to flash home on the outside. Moment of change.